Hi, everybody. So my 5 minutes talk is about the 10 simple rules to make training materials fair. Many of you who are listening to me now have been involved in this work before, so it's going to be nothing new for you, but maybe for the others it will be. So within Elixir, we have created some time ago, some years ago, a working group about Elixir fair training. And the idea of this working group was to, at the same time, learn and be able to teach about the FAIR principles and also make training materials fair. So for those that don't know yet, FAIR stands for findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. And this slide here will give you, if you can come back later, I'm not going to detail that, but can give you the idea of what we are talking about for each one of these letters. So while we were discussing about how to teach and how to make training materials fair, we went deeper in the idea of how to make training fair, and especially on, sorry, the first title I didn't change. So why we started working with this is we started thinking that training materials, we want to share training materials, we want people to use them, and we want to be able to reuse them also. So making them fair would help in this process. And that's why we came up at some point discussing of how training materials are objects, so are digital objects, and we want them to be findable, reusable, and so on. And that how they relate also with other objects, and also how we can make the community be engaged in this idea and be more fair on what they produce for training. So that was why we started working in this working group and why we started working with the training materials. So what happened is, after a lot of time that we have discussed, we came up with this paper, the 10 simple rules to make training materials fair. You have the link on this slide. Is in the PLOS Computational Biology, and we have summarized our ideas in 10 rules. So the very first one is important, is to share. This is what I have told you about, and sharing with anyone, teachers, trainees, trainers, and describe how we describe properly the training materials, how we can give unique identifiers so we can find them more easily, how we can register them on online registries like GOBLET, like TESS, how we can define accessing rules, how can people have access to that, how we can use also what are interoperable formats. We use slides, PowerPoints, but we can also use many other different supports for the materials. How we are going to tell the trainers, make them reusable for trainers. So explicitly explain what is the content of that, and using specific also vocabularies and metadata to describe them and help them in this process. How the trainees can also use this to learn something, and how we can welcome contributions also for everyone. People can contribute and can improve. We can improve, and materials are live documents and objects that we want people to contribute also. And how to make them also up to date, because we are going to reuse them, of course, and then we need to maintain how we are going to maintain this, how we are going to tell people how it is maintained. So the idea of this talk was to remind you of this paper of the 10 simple rules to make training materials fair, and also to tell you that on Thursdays this week we are going to have a webinar live. So Leda that has joined us in this call now, and I will be doing a short webinar of 1 hour where we are going to present simply, also quickly, the 10 simple rules. And also at the same time, we are not going to only talk, but you also, the people who are going to attend, are also going to be able to talk, because the idea is that we get feedback from the people who start thinking on how they can do this, that we can have them their feedback. if they already have experienced on any of the rules or any of the things that imply on the rules, that they can also tell us how they are doing and what are the challenges that they are facing. So in the slide, in this slide, you have a link to the registration. You can see here the link, and you have access to that. So you can join us, register for that, to receive the information, and join us on Thursday and come discuss with us about this. That's my 5-minute talk.